Mira Killian regains consciousness in the laboratory of the Honka Robotics Corporation. She has to learn to breathe all over again, because the only part of her original body that remains is her brain. Everything else has been replaced with synthetic implants. Standing beside Mira is Dr. Uele, who explains that during a terrorist attack on a ship carrying refugees, Mira's parents were killed, but she was saved. Dr. Uele is convinced that despite the changes, Mira has retained her soul, which makes her capable of feeling and empathy. The doctor believes that Mira has remained human, but her boss, Cutter, the head of Honka, sees her only as a weapon, which determines her fate moving forward. A year later, Mira Killian becomes the major of Section 9. Together with her squad, she fights terrorism. That evening, Mira is dispatched on an operation. Criminals have appeared in the building where a business conference for Honka Corporation is taking place. A robotic geisha captures a company representative, Dr. Osmond, and inserts a device into the connectors on his neck to extract critical information. The face of the person controlling the geisha is hidden by a hood. Meanwhile, his armed men eliminate the guards and take control of the other meeting participants and personnel. Having determined the location of the conference and realizing that its attendees are in danger, Mira activates camouflage mode and enters the fray. Section 9 operatives are already approaching, but fail to arrive in time. Mira's superior, Aramaki, forbids her from engaging the terrorists, but Mira ignores his direct order. While outside, she neutralizes several cyborgs and deals with the remaining ones after breaking inside. She confronts the geisha, which begins acting like a human, begging for help. But then it speaks in a male voice, warning that anyone who collaborates with Honka Robotics will be destroyed. During the operation, Mira damages her arm, but doesn't even notice it until her partner and friend Batu points it out. Returning home, Mira experiences another malfunction. Dr. Uele explains that Killian's hallucinations occur spontaneously in different locations. At Uele's insistence, Mira regularly takes a drug that prevents her brain from rejecting her synthetic body. She administers it through the connectors on her neck. At work, the Major learns more about Dr. Osmond. One of her colleagues informs her that 3 more Honka employees have been killed. All had signs of cerebral hacking. Someone attempted to extract vital information from their memories. Aramaki sends Batu and Mira to Dr. Dahlin, who works for Honka Robotics and is analyzing the robot that attacked Osmond. They need to obtain a full report on the situation. In the car, Mira admits that she remembers almost nothing from her past. Batu even envies her, as she doesn't remember not only the good, but also the bad. Things perhaps better left forgotten. Upon arriving at Honka Robotics, Mira first goes to Dr. Uele to repair her arm. She mentions the latest hallucinations. Uele tells her that there's nothing important in them. Afterward, Batu and the Major go to see Dr. Dahlin. It is crucial for them to quickly find out who ordered the killings. Mira decides to take a deep dive into the robot's operational system to retrieve any remaining data. She connects her mind to the machine to uncover the hidden information. After connecting to the robot's system, Mira falls into a trap left by the person who hacked the geisha. However, she manages to escape, and Dr. Dahlin disconnects her in time. While inside the robot's hard drive, the Major discovers the target's location. She, Batu, and other Section 9 operatives head to a club that sells various black market body enhancements. Inside the establishment, some individuals attempt to engage Mira, but she skillfully deflects the situation by neutralizing the enemies. Batu also finds a few targets for his shots. After dealing with the security, they descend further into the building. Here, the Major experiences another vision. Advancing further, Mira sees Kuze, the one who hacked the geisha. However, it turns out to be only a hologram. As it disappears, an explosion occurs. Mira notices the explosive device before Batu and pushes him out of the way, taking the brunt of the blast herself. Nonetheless, Batu is also injured, losing his eyes. At Honka Robotics, Mira is restored, and Batu receives new eyes, cybernetic implants. After this incident, Mira begins to question how much of her humanity remains. She wants to understand whether she is a human or a machine. To find clarity, Mira picks up a girl off the street and brings her home. She seeks to find in the girl the same signs of humanity she sees in herself. That evening, Dr. Dahlin finds information about Project 2571. At that moment, Kuze appears and kills her. Before dying, Dahlin manages to retrieve a data drive from her computer. Upon learning of Dahlin's death, the Major and her partner head to Hanka's office. Mira finds the data drive and discovers that all of Kuze's victims were participants in Project 2571. The only living participant turns out to be Dr. Uele. Mira realizes that Uele needs protection. Together with Batu, she goes to find her, as Uele is currently in a vehicle. Meanwhile, Kuze hacks the brains of a garbage truck driver and his partner, implants new memories, and manipulates them into attacking Uele. They demand information about Project 2571, but Uele doesn't have time to reveal anything before Section 9 operatives arrive. The garbage truck driver attempts to escape using camouflage, but Mira catches up to him. Her camouflage is superior, and her body is designed for combat, so the Major subdues the opponent and brings him back to the headquarters. There, it becomes clear that all of the driver's memories were implanted externally. At one point, Kuze possesses the driver's body, and Section 9 manages to trace Kuze's location. Following this, the driver induces cardiac arrest. Section 9 operatives head to Kuze's hideout and find an entire network of living people whom he uses to complicate his detection. When Mira finds herself alone, Kuze ambushes and captures her. He explains that if he dies, he intends to send his mind and soul into the network. He then reveals the truth about his identity. Kuze was one of those created by the Hanka Corporation. He was constructed before Mira, but the experiment failed. His synthetic body also contains a living human brain. His memory was erased as well. Mira notices a tattoo on his chest, the same image she had seen in her hallucinations. Kuze doesn't know what it means, but it also appears in his visions. Hearing Mira's colleagues approaching, Kuze tells her that the medication she takes suppresses her memories. When Batu arrives, Kuze flees, and the Major follows him. She then goes to Dr. Uele to learn the truth. Uele reveals that before creating Mira, they had 98 failed attempts. She explains that all of Mira's memories are fake, carefully constructed to give her motivation to fight terrorists. After learning everything she needs to know, Mira leaves. Batu finds her at the bottom of the bay, where there are no data streams, allowing her to be in complete silence. Mira confesses that she trusts very few people, but Batu has not lost her trust. When she returns to land, Hanka Corporation's security apprehends her. Cutter has learned that Mira discovered the truth and decides to eliminate her. He orders Uelet to upload the data on Kuze and then terminate Mira, deeming her a failed experiment as well. However, Uele saves Mira. She gives her the key to her past and lets her go. Mira escapes and Cutter kills Uele for betraying him, falsely claiming that Mira was responsible for her death. Despite Cutter's accusations, Aramaki and other members of Section 9 do not believe him. They decide to help the Major. Mira goes to the address provided by Uelet and realizes that she used to live there. The apartment owner tells her that a year ago, her daughter, Motoko Kusanagi, went missing. Motoko was against technological advancements, and the police raided their home. Motoko fled and hid with her like-minded friends. Sometime later, the authorities returned the girl's ashes, claiming she had died. However, her mother never believed it. Mira realizes that she is Motoko, but with a new appearance. She contacts Aramaki and asks him to let her into the network so that Kuze can find her. Cutter overhears their conversation and decides to kill all Section 9 members, launching an attack. Despite his age, Aramaki proves to be an experienced fighter and defeats the attackers. He then informs the others that more enemies are on their way. Cutter learns that the Major is in a restricted zone and sends a spider tank to eliminate her. Kuze finds Mira through the network and meets her at the same sanctuary from where they were once taken by Hanka for experimentation. Mira tells him that his name was Hideo back then, and they were very close. Kuze asks her to join him in the network, but at that moment, the spider tank controlled by Cutter attacks them. When the tank tries to kill Kuze, Mira uses all the strength of her synthetic body to damage the machine. During the fight, she tears off her own arm. Hideo crawls toward her, and Mira tells him that she is not ready to go into the network with him. After this, he uploads himself into the virtual space, but a sniper shoots him in the head. The sniper prepares to kill Mira as well, but Aramaki's men shoot down his helicopter. Batu arrives to retrieve his partner, while Aramaki confronts Cutter. The head of Honka attempts to kill Aramaki, but Aramaki is faster and shoots Cutter. Sometime later, Mira's body is restored, and she meets with her mother. She tells her that she is, in fact, her daughter. After this, Mira returns to Section 9 and continues fighting crime.